We live in a day of the personal computer. In 1970, Apple computers came out with their first line of personal computers. And over the years, they've mastered the art of media and helped develop a culture and this generation. We are almost at all times connected to just about every piece of information known to man. And it's fast. In fact, almost everything in this world today is fast. From factories that reproduce the same item over and over and faster, to fast food chains, cars and planes, smartphones and iPads. We are trained for speed. These things aren't bad in themselves, but before these things, before factories, these things were made by hand. And the people that made them were considered to be craftsmen. But that's not the world we live in today. This world we live in is fast and fast-paced, and people are annoyed when things aren't done more efficiently. And that's not always a bad thing. I can watch whole movies on my phone. I can get a meal in 3 minutes. I can buy almost everything I want at Walmart. And if I don't want to leave home, I can go online to Amazon. I think you understand what I'm saying. The world is fast, and that's great, but there's a catch. The problem with fast-paced assembly line living is when it's found its way into the church and into our relationships and how we make disciples. In Matthew chapter 28, Jesus asked his disciples to make something. And in the context Jesus was talking about, he was talking about a handcrafting of something. He wanted his disciples to go out and craft and hand make other disciples. Sometimes, it's easy for us to think that our church is a factory where Christians are made or produced and they all act the same and they look the same. Only if I could get my friends and family into that Christian factory, everything will be okay. But Jesus, I think, would be somewhat bothered by our approach. When he said to go and make disciples, he was talking to all of us, every one of us. He wanted us to follow his lead, to reach people and then handcraft them into fully devoted Christ followers, to get involved with their lives, to rejoice when they rejoice and weep when they weep, to be there to guide them through the principles of the Bible, to fulfill the Great Commission. Not just pump out Christians, but craft followers. And as a teenager, my youth pastor discipled me. When I struggled in life, he was there. When I felt lost, he would pray with me. He would pick me up and take me for Starbucks, for morning devotions and study time together. He poured his life into me. He picked up every time I called and exampled to me what it meant to be a man of God. Every time he dropped me off, he made sure I knew that he loved me and that he was praying for me. What I learned from that man of God changed my life forever. And as I look out to the ministries that God has blessed my life with, I see me and the kids and the people I've ministered to. I know, though, because of the example he set, that I have to do my part and make disciples. That every changed life that I get to be a part of, I can't help but think of the moments in tears that I sat with Pastor John as he opened God's Word. What I realize today is that Jesus poured his life into 12 disciples. And those 12 disciples poured their lives into others and discipled others. And it went so on and so on. And what started for me over 14 years ago was not something new. It's something that had been in place for over 2,000 years. Christ changed my life. And I'm so thankful that somebody listened to the Great Commission and took it seriously. And not just to win souls, but to disciple them. And the rewards for this are eternal and ongoing, and the lives reached because of our faithfulness to the Great Commission is nothing short of amazing.